Started it. 4 seconds of video.
We did the whole thing and he go, I don't think I got anything.
So, head's always here for travel.
Right. She lock it down with a chain.
Change the safety chain. But the head itself is still locked in place
Where it's sitting on that.
on the rest end. So it ain't going nowhere. Right. Alright, tell you what, Rob. You got that fender on that side and I'll grab this one off.
Alright. What?
You'll see there's a couple bungee cords there. Just push down on the bungee cords. There you go. Just pick it right up out of there.
Alright.
And we'll set it right here on the front of the mill. So the trick is with these legs is always work off at the head. Now we want to get the mill close to level.
It doesn't have to be.
It doesn't have to be perfect level.
Right.
Most time what I'll do is I'll just kind of look at my water bottle, give me a pretty good idea about how it's sitting. All right, turn the key switch here to position 3. That's the accessory position.
Okay.
So that's kind of like in the old days, we sit there, we turn the key backwards, listen to the radio, but we ain't doing nothing with the motor.
Right.
Now my hydraulics are in their travel position. So I got to get them out of travel position. But I can only operate the hydraulics when the head's at that end of the mill.
Okay.
So we got to raise the head up to 26 inches and that'll clear all this stuff. You're just gonna pick up right there and hold it. There you go. And put 26 inches behind that small line. That's good. Now reverse is what's called a dead man switch. What that means is when you hit reverse, you've got to maintain pressure on it.
Okay, when
if you let go, it stops.
Okay.
So what we're going to do now is we're actually going to take the saw head to that far end of the mill. Just pick it up there, press it, hold it. Don't bump. There you go. That's good. Now, actually, what the mill did, actually kind of picked up this back end a little bit.
Right.
Now,
so sitting on these 3 legs.
Sitting on these 3 legs here. So now we'll come back and drop these back legs down. Just don't let it drop on your foot down there.
You're figuring both of them.
Figuring them holes. Now, the book will tell you get equal pressure on all your legs. I always tell people, to me, the 2 most critical legs are the end legs. Especially longer material you shove, because you don't want this mill going like that at your saw. Alright, so I want to move the leg down and the mill up. We'll come in like so. Like that.
She's locked in.
Okay. Now this is the rest pin. This is where that head was sitting.
Come out.
So yep, we're going to pull that out. Fold that down.
Good.
Now I want to be able to find this later, what I do with it.
Put it back in there.
There we go.
Yeah. I have to do that on mine.
All right. Now right here, these are called velocity keys. So all that basically means is, if the line breaks, it keeps you from free falling. So I want to show you how to unhook this, because grab this chain right here right now.
It's tight.
It's tight. Okay. I want to show you how to do it where it's easy on your body and the machine.
Okay.
So come up here to the front.
First lever on the right.
First lever on this side, raise it all the way up.
I did watch a video the other night that said these go in order of where you use them.
Yeah. Now the third lever, here go to bypass. The third lever from the inside, there's 2 functions. It's going to be your side support and then you turn it. Raise that one up so everything quits moving. Keep coming. There you go. I will do it first time, then I'll have you do it. I'm going to lean my body up against this guy. Pull this claw back to me. Free that chain up. And then I'm going to ease this down to the ground. If I hadn't extended those teeth, I'd have had to take it all the way down the ground.
Right.
Same thing when I fold it up, do just the opposite. All right, Rob, go ahead. There you go. Ease it down.
Look.
Now, push that last lever down. Now right now we're pulling all the energy from the battery. You really don't want to just continue doing this because you're going to weaken your battery and make your alternator work hard to catch up. So put your third one down and that'll lay back. That'll lay back. That's it. Alright, and then over here, go ahead,
The
John.
battery is
Right here.
right there. Okay. That'll work.
Look inside there, you see them little fingers? Them fingers are there for safety.
So I don't get my hand up.
So,
Okay.
can't stick your hand
Stevens,
there.
hold one, please. Stevens, hold one.
Blade breaks, chunk of wood.
Right.
Now, safety always has the good side, and then it has that pain in the butt side. So, pain in the butt side is, if you don't have sawdust coming out here,
You gotta raise
that
it.
means that's staying inside there.
Right.
So I'll keep me a little stick in here, and I'll clean them out if I need to.
Right. But you can always take that off and open
Yeah.
the. Okay.
And a leaf blower is a good thing at night to get down with this thing.
Okay.
All right. We're set up. We look at our water bottle. Pretty close. Okay. That just makes it easier on this little motor to pull it back and forth.
Right.
Now, on this mill, if it's metal and it moves, I want you to spray it with transmission fluid. So these slide pads here, these chains here,
Okay.
up and down here,
Okay.
that arm, the power feed chain, if it's metal and it moves, spray it with transmission fluid.
Okay.
The reason we do the transmission, it cleans and it lubricates.
Right. Right.
Now you do have grease fittings on the mill. Each one of these pivot arms has got one, right here on the side.
Okay.
Each side support has two, here and here.
That's, these are the optional ones.
That's the
that they
optional
add.
ones,
Okay.
yep.
What about with the rollers? Does it-
No, they don't come with
need
those.
them?
No.
Okay.
And actually, when they come down here, they'll actually be in the way. You got one here on your clamp, two on your turner, and three on each stand on your roller.
Okay.
All just metal fitted. So shoot them grease, watch them come out.
Right.
All right. Let's go through a blade change. You know how to fold them and that kind of stuff?
No, but I've seen them, and I probably want gloves when I do that.
Okay, I
too.
got some trainers here. Let me do that.
Okay.
I love folding them bandsaw blades. Working in the machine shop.
You flip them like
Yeah.
that, and they.
I'm gonna pause it for a minute.
So get ready to unfold them. We'll put it in your right hand. You're gonna take the top one off and let it go, and hold on to the other two with your other hand. Whoa, now, go back. See, mine's crossed up here. Let me catch up with you. Don't take the next one off the top and let it go. Nope. Hold on. Now, all right. So take the top. That's it. Now hold it now. Keep a hold of it there. Let that hand go. Now turn your hand up this way. All right. Now I got it in my right hand. I'm gonna hold it with my left hand here. Left hand and two fingers. Then I'm gonna slide my right hand back to this one. All right, hold it with there. Now, there you go. Just like that. Just open it up.
Wow.
All right, now the easiest way to fold it, come up here, put your thumbs on the outside, and you're gonna snap and roll. See how I'm making it go flat right there? You almost got it. You got it. There. Going in. Going like that.
Yeah. I think it's done. But I knew there was a.
All right, go ahead and go back to it again one more time. Top one off. Just take the top one off and let it go. All right, see, now I'm free. You're crossed up, so put this one back on the bottom. Take the next one off. Feel that difference?
Okay.
All right, knuckles up. All right, now hold it with your left hand and two fingers. There you go. Slide your right hand back to that one. Boom.
All right.
Snap and roll. Ooh. There you go. Yep. You almost had it. That's it. Whoop. Now you can invert a blade. Go ahead and pop back. See how it's almost twisted inside out on you?
It is. There we
Yep.
go.
All right. There you go. Just like that. Once you just can't let it. Once you take control, you can't let go.
That's gonna make you practice.
Now the easiest way to do it with a real blade is put your teeth up against the end of your log like this. Just pick up, make it flat right there on top.
Right.
Hold that up.
You definitely need gloves on that.
Yeah, gloves and safety glasses.
Right.
Alright, let's do a real blade change. So come over here to your control box. Push it in forward gear, it's going to lock in place. And because in forward gear, you're going to control the load on the motor by how fast you make it go. So you control that speed with that knob.
Okay.
So go ahead and turn it up, let's take it down the other end of the meter. That's good right there. Go ahead and turn that down. Now that head's a little bit cumbersome for us changing the blade.
Justin or Nathan, hold one, please. Justin or Nathan, hold one.
All right, over here, that's good. Take it out of forward gear. There you go. Now for travel, John, I also have a debarker here. Come over here, John, you see this pin? So when I'm going down the highway, the debarker can't swing. So as I pull this out, and this little plate's the only purpose in life is a place where you put that pin. Okay. All right. Two things very important. One is a clean blade's a happy blade.
Right.
You got to keep that blade gum. You can't let that blade gum up on you. Because if the blade gums up, the blade gets wider than the teeth and it can't steer. So you'll start throwing blades off. You'll start dipping and diving.
I've seen them put Pine Sol or
Pine Sol, Dawn dishwashing liquid, laundry detergent. Just don't be chintzy on your soap. If you're at home washing dishes and the dishes ain't getting clean, you put more water or more soap? Same thing here. Okay? Next thing is good blade tension. So over here on this side,
pull the lever down.
but this bolt here is your gauge.
Okay.
All right, so you want the inside of that bolt and the inside of that washer there in line. If you get home and you forget, there's your picture.
Okay.
Now, when you pull that handle back to you, hop out of here, you want to keep your palm on this side.
Okay.
Don't grab it like that,
Right.
because if you do, it's going to pop.
Pop you in the head.
That's it. I can roll it down a little bit more. There you go. Pull it back to you. All right. Now let's say I wanted to go ahead and throw it back up there with normal tension. Now, if I want less tension on the blade, let's say I'm changing it. Go ahead and back it off. I'm going to screw this little shaft in here, and I'm going to make it shorter.
Okay.
All right. Now,
Is there a gauge on there that tells you how much?
that's
Just that's the
bolt.
gauge. Okay.
All right, go ahead and throw it back up there now. You see, you feel that difference.
Oh yeah.
Feel that difference?
Yeah,
Okay.
a lot lighter.
A lot lighter. Okay. So then, if I'm going to put my tension back on it, I'm going to open this.
Orange.
Well, you're not going to know until you apply pressure, though.
Okay.
So go ahead and now tension it back up. Yeah, feel that difference back there? And then look, inside, in line.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right. Detension it. There you go. Now we're going to pop the doors open. Pop the door open the other side. Now I usually bring it down this end to change it because I ain't walking around a bunch of stuff, but I push it back too far. To change the blade, just open your doors. Yeah, there you go. And I just kind of grab a figure 8. Now you do have to come out around your debarker, like so. Go back in. What I'll do, I'll get on this side over here first. Now I push it back about 1/8 of an inch off the front of the wheel, like so, between the gullet and the front of the wheel. It will self-track.
Is loose.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So that's what your blade's actually riding on, that belt right there.
Right.
They come with this belt here, exact same belt. So if you want your tires to last long in your truck, what do? Rotate. There you go.
Right.
So that's my drive side, this is my idle side, so that side's gonna actually wear more than this side.
Do you do that with every blade change or every other
About
blade
every 50
change?
hours.
Okay.
The belts, a set of belts will run you, generally last about 150, 200 hours. Now sometimes you gotta reach in here and pull this belt up below that, and then just flush it up with the back.
Okay.
That's all there is to it. I think you handle changing the blade. Okay, go ahead and tension it back up. Yeah. Now, I mean, normally you just going to throw tension on it and go to solid. I'm actually going to, so right here, this is my main drive pulley. You got this pulley over here, you got this belt that your blade rides on. Don't worry about it being loose.
Yeah. Then you got another one back here.
Then you got a middle groove, that's your brake pads.
Right.
And the back two grooves are your main drive belt.
Okay. That's what goes to the engine.
So I had a customer one time who said, oh, it's like you turn the lawnmower deck up this way. And it's like, so I said, makes sense. So I'm not gonna crank it, I'm just gonna pull this handle down over here and you watch the movement here. So you'll see the blades come off,
Right.
and then your drive belt get tensioned.
Right.
And on that side, I'm throttling the engine up and throttling it down.
Right.
Now the biggest thing that'll have to do, Rob, is, so like, if you let this get clogged up, sawdust ain't coming out here, then sawdust is gonna get underneath this back inside
that's
that.
gonna jump and the belt comes off.
There you go.
Right.
And the other part is, it'll sound like this blade's just, this bearing here is coming to pieces on you. What else? You're like, what in the world's going on? Pull the blade off, pull the belt off. I used to spray it down with some penetrating oil or something and clean that groove out.
Okay.
All right, so what I'm gonna do, let's close this up. I'm just gonna spin the engine up just a little bit just to track it. I can't do it.
Yeah.
I can do it by hand.
I've seen them on. You can do it by hand in there.
Well, what I'm gonna do is I'll usually just come in here and
Go over and turn it on.
now we're good.
You got it right there.
I'll just kind of pull it down, get between my brake
Right.
and my drive belt.
All right.
Kind of freewheel it a little bit.
Just to make sure everything's rolling where it needs to.
That's it. Yeah.
Right.
But now I only do that if I'm looking for something. Everything's going cool. I just changed the blade. I'm just gonna put it on and go.
Right. I've seen them online do that with the doors open.
Yeah.
And just reach up here and turn
Yep.
it.
That's it. All right. That's good.
And see, that's moved.
A little
Where
bit,
it
yeah.
was,
It kind of tracked it.
Yeah. It was actually forward
Yep.
on the belt and now it's behind it.
Yep. And then move on the side over here. Oops. There we go. That looks good. We got it on. All right. So come over here back to your control box. Let's give ourselves a little. Now, as long as when you get down below 12 inches, that stuff comes into play. There's no physical interlock to stop you from hitting.
Right.
Now, since we're above it, we're good. Now, when I come backwards, what I generally do is I'll turn this way and hit reverse and walk this way with it.
With it.
Yep.
But I need to be above
You're-
12, so I'm at 13 and a
Yeah,
half.
so you're
I'm
good now.
Is there a bottom track on that? You talked about
Yeah.
ATF on there. Did you?
Bottom side, I don't ever really mess with a whole lot.
Okay.
But there, yeah, it does ride. There's another one of the cam power bearings on the inside there.
Okay.
All right, on your gas, you don't have a vented gas cap anymore.
Okay.
It vents here back to the tank.
Okay.
So if you're gonna park it for a while, go ahead and turn this off,
Okay.
run it in.
Run it till it turns off.
Yeah.
Okay.
And as much as I can, I'd encourage you to run the non-ethanol gas or
That's
fuel
perfect.
stabilizer.
I do that with my other equipment. So.
All right, engine oil drains here, 10W30. about 100 hours on the change intervals.
Yeah, filter here.
Yep. There's your hour meter there. All right, let's go ahead and crank it up. We can go back to position 1. Come on, go ahead and turn it on over. There's the idle position. Alternator's going to recharge your battery. This right here is going to be your thing. That's going to actually have to kind of wear in a little bit. I'll go ahead and pull it down and gauge it properly. This is your guide bar. How wide a cut you do. On your guide bar, when somebody's just starting, the most important thing I tell them is don't bang it into crap.
Right.
Okay. So, we'll get that weld out of here. We talked about some line and stuff. All right. So, but see your arm here, like if you move it in,
Right.
see how your blade is actually going
Behind.
downhill a little bit?
Right.
So we actually got down pressure with those rollers there. But if you start hitting this arm on logs and create movement here, then that's going to create movement in your blade guide system.
Right.
So I just tell people, you know, you got a tapered log.
It's fixable though.
It's fixable, yeah. But I say open it up enough to clear all the way down.
Right.
You get a square edge over here, and you want to bring it in within a couple inches, that's fine.
Right.
A good sharp blade will overcome a lot of stuff, you know.
Right.
But good blade tension, clean blade's a happy blade. Let's swing this Debarker out of the way. All right, let's go ahead and let's go through your other hydraulic controls. Your first one, clamp in and out, press down the way, up is in. You see how that's moving down?
Yeah.
That's why you always travel with it all the way in. There you go. All right, the deck comes up, there you go. And back down.
Actually,
Yep. Third one we're done. Now that's the only one that's got 2 functions. Now why do I want the side fork to come up before my turner does?
so you don't roll it over.
There you go.
So,
All right. Then your neck front and your rear toe boards. That's for leveling a tapered log.
Okay.
Talk about some alignment stuff.
The clamp, how do you move it back?
Push first one down.
This one?
Yep, down.
Okay. So once you get it in,
Yeah.
and then the second one, okay. That'll work.
Okay.
That'll work.
Now your side forks here is obviously how you're going to get your right angles to your bed.
Stephen, hold 1, please. Stephen, hold 1.
Let's be squares. Come on here. I want to see a gap at the bottom. Because I'm actually going to push up against it when
The rollers.
well, just my logs and my clamp.
Right.
So I kind of hedge in my bets a little bit.
Right.
Now, like today, in a minute when we saw a log, I just want you to pay attention and make sure you turn that flat side flush up against it.
Okay.
Now, over time, just from logs hitting these things, they're going to lean back on you.
Right.
So this is what your adjustment looks like. You'd actually loosen this nut here on its back side,
Right.
and you can put a 3/8 inch pull handle in there,
Sales, hold 1, please.
twist that
Sales,
that
hold
way,
1.
that pulls this down, pulls that top back over.
Okay.
You see that, John?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Go ahead and lay these down about halfway for me. Third one down.
Third one down. There it is. 1, 2, 3.
That works right there. All right. bring your saw head forward and come right over top of my speed square. Go ahead and lock it. You turn it, push back to the left. That's fine. There you go. Now your Setwork's got to boot up, but it'll go ahead and go forward. Okay, there you go. Now this is your blade guide tool. I'm gonna show you how you have to just pull that finger in a little bit. Get it out of your way. Now come out forward gear for me. There you go. Alright, so the first thing I want to show you is what you call saw head tilt. I want to have you lower the blade down and give me just a little bit of daylight above my speed square. Alright, give me a little closer. Bump up. Ooh, oh yeah, good job. Alright, see that right there? Now look out here. What happened to it?
But you got tilt down because of your
Yeah, because the blade's going this way, and it's going to tore it down.
Right, right.
So for a day, just remember that 1/16 of an inch high is normal.
Okay.
Now, as this mill wears, this is going to drop down. And people will start messing with these bed rail bolts down here. So you see all the adjustments on all these bed rails?
Right.
Leave them alone.
Right.
You just tighten this one about a quarter turn and pick it back up.
Okay.
What are those again in case I missed it?
This one and this one will pick up the saw head. Okay. Tilt the saw head back up this way.
So you want that 1/16 of an inch slope over that span.
That's it.
Because it torques, so flatten it out.
Torques down.
When you turn the
Right.
Now this right here is your blade guide tool. This actually makes my blade appear wider so I can see how my blade is running front to back. I always want to put it on in between the teeth, because if you look across your blade, every third tooth you'll see a down pointing tooth and then up pointing tooth.
Right.
So we're going to allow an 1/8 of an inch for this blade. It doesn't take up quite that much, but we're going to allow an 1/8 of an inch.
Right.
Take the same speed square. All right, push the saw head forward for me a little bit. You can either push it or it don't matter. What's your weight? There you go. Now raise the head up. This one here. There you go. Good. All right, back down. Woo. Bump down just again. Bump up. Woo. Come on up just a hair more. That's a. I'm gonna call that. Ooh, that's kissing it right there, right? Then I'm gonna pull the head back and check at the front. It may be down a 30-second, so I'm gonna leave that alone. Now, my wear point here is this roller.
Right.
And when this roller wears, it's gonna wear thinner on this outside edge.
So that will get more noticeable.
Well, it's gonna come up.
Okay.
So, and the book will tell you check this about every 50 hours.
Right.
All right. When you see that, and then what you're gonna do is you're actually gonna loosen this top, tighten the bottom, push up on that shaft to make it back flat, or just about a 30-second or so downhill is the way I like it to be.
Okay.
And then I come out here and I do the same thing on this side. 30 seconds there. Go forward. Same thing, 30-second downhill. All right, so put that back in your box. That one's yours. If it's metal and it moves, spray it with what?
ABS.
There we go. All right, now then, I gotta read numbers. Because I need to know that this blade and that scale are telling me the same thing. All right? Which one do you think is going to be the boss, the blade or the scale? The blade. That's why I talk to people about my cheap table saw.
Well, is this not magnetic? Part of this.
That is your quarter scale.
Okay, the quarter scale make one of those.
Quarter scale is magnetic. Now the inch scale is just like your tape measure.
Right.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure from the bed rail to the bottom of my down pointing tooth. Just a little bit more. Right here, right in this area. You don't have to. It's a sawmill, you know, so. That's
Right
pretty
on
darn
the
close
front,
right
that's
there.
pretty close.
All right.
Right.
Now, if I needed to adjust it to the sawyer's eye, I could take that loose and I could slide that up or down to match the saw blade. Oh no,
No,
the indicator.
Okay, the indicator can be moved. Okay.
Yeah.
I got it.
Okay.
Loosen the screws and move it to where that'll work.
That's it.
Plus, if you got a 6'5" Sawyer versus a 5'10" Sawyer,
That's why you tell me my wife is 5'1½". Or I tell you what's going to be more common to you is
right.
you set up and the ground's low or the ground's high.
Now I'm looking down on it.
Yeah. So I try to get in the habit of just kind of looking straight at it myself. All right. So let's talk about Setwork.
Okay.
Right now we're in manual mode.
Okay.
That simply means ups up, downs down.
Right.
Let's go into our Setwork. Press that button one time. Right now, set 2 is set to do a 1-inch drop. Press it again. We got them both set to do a 1-inch drop.
Right.
All right, press down one time and release. Down to 11. Now your next cut's 10, so you come up. Now you can come up as high as you want to. So like if you're leaving lumber stack, and you press up as many times as you want to.
Go up and then come back, and then we hit down once, it goes down to
To the next cut.
Okay.
Okay. Now the worst thing you can do this mill is not have that blade back past the log and hit down. There you go.
Right.
All right, so that's what I call a oh crap moment. All right, so let's raise the head up to about unlucky 13. Press and hold it. There you go. That's good. Now let's say you hit down. Oh crap! Pull up. That's all you got to do. Now look what it did though. Kick you back.
Get back into
Manual. So you don't know where it doesn't know where it's at anymore.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, simple set and back into work.
So you go back into it and start over.
Okay.
Now obviously you're not always going to touch 1-inch material.
Right.
So like today we're going to cut a full 1-inch bore, so I need to drop 1 1/8 inch. So press that up 2 times.
That.
All right. Now for me, if I'm cutting all 1-bys, I just set them both to the same. That way, no matter which one I go into, I'm right.
Right.
So press that button there and take it up twice.
Okay.
All right. Let's talk about your quarter scale. So how many quarters are in an inch? 4. So between each of these 4 quarter marks is 1 1/8 inch. Why is it 1 1/8 inch?
Because you include
Include the blade.
Right.
So 1-inch board. What's 5 quarters then?
It's 1.5 inches.
Nope.
I mean 1 1/4 inch.
6 quarters.
2.5 inches.
8 quarters.
2 inches.
2 inches.
Yeah.
So what this does,
But 2 inches and whatever the 8 foot blade.
it's a speed rule,
Right.
and each one of these blocks is your board.
Right.
So like today, we're going to cut some 1-bys down to the bed. If I set this up here, and I line that bottom 4 up with 1 inch, it'll tell me where I got to start off at so that my bottom board ends up at the right thickness. And I waste that cut on my slab cut instead of down on the bottom of my can. That make sense?
Yeah, well, and you could turn it where your flat's on bottom and work your way back up.
Work your way back up. So what that does, it keeps you from having to count up to where you're going.
Right.
All right.
So your waist or whatever ends up not being the same is on the bottom.
That's it. Now for me, I always think about it this way. Until I put a flat side down, I'm not locked in anything. Once I put a flat side down, I always think about where I'm trying to end up at.
If you're cutting 1-bys, you want to be 1 inch off the
Or if
bottom.
I'm cutting an 8-inch wide can, I want to finish it wherever I want to finish up
Right.
at on that side.
Right.
Once I put a flat side down, I count up from there.
Right.
All right. So if I want to come out of Setworks, hit the hand.
All right.
Now your water here is just straight gravity flow. Set your flow there. And then Nathan had us add this secondary valve to it. That way you can kind of set your flow here where you get it going like you want it.
And then it comes out over
And
here.
then just turn this on and off right here.
Right.
Not a perfect system, but it works good.
You don't have a pump to mess up at that
Simple.
Simple.
Yeah.
All right, what does this handle do?
That engages your blade.
All right, let's play with your debarker a little bit. Turn your debarker on. Nothing's happening. Go to 4th gear. That's when
And
the
all the
blade,
lights come on and the blade.
blade spins. All right. Come back out of 4th gear. Now,
It'll automatically roll up. That's the button. That's okay. So I'll
that
have to
loads
roll
it up.
Okay.
And you just want to bring it into the touch. And if you got a limb or something that's coming out right there,
It'll go out automatically.
well, it'll do some, but I would tell you if it's a bad cutoff, swing it out and then back into it. If you get in a situation where you're like, dude, my blade ain't turning. It's that little sign, attention, circuit breaker located inside.
Right.
It's you raise the head up and you see it, little push button breaker,
Okay.
but you can trip it if you put too much bind
Right.
on it. All right, so as far as where's the head have to be at to operate the hydraulics?
Operate the hydraulic.
Yeah.
Above 12.
Oh, well, back here.
So
I
it
was
has to
gonna
be
show
back
that
here
to
on
you.
this end,
Yeah.
right?
So see your battery's here.
Right.
That red wire. Watch what happens when I come back on that strip right there. Right there, I can operate hydraulics.
Okay.
But the head's got to be back here. Nice. Hydraulic system, automatic transmission fluid, not hydraulic fluid.
So in the hydraulic system is ATS. not-
Inside the hydraulic system is ATS.
Okay.
All right. You want to stop?
Stop.
That's me alone.
Can I pause it?
Yeah.
My house. Roll it.
Got it.
There we go. Now, before I load them on, I like to go ahead and slide my logs. You're going to cut better, small end here.
Right. Well, you're working off the end that's your final down there. You're not
Yeah,
working off the smaller.
It's a small end here,
Right.
so this is your leveling.
Yeah.
Well, you
Yeah,
got
okay.
one at both ends that'll level.
Yeah,
and
Oh, you do
Oh,
it either end. Okay.
you want to level the pith at either end so that you can ultimately cut that out of the
Yeah.
log.
So you talking about leveling the center line?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
center
Or
line is the
Or the
pith
heart,
here.
yeah.
okay.
So the reason you do that way, when you get through, you want that pith all on the same board.
Right.
3x3 or whatever you end up doing, how you do it. But I like to slide my clamp out. That way, if I need to, I can raise that clamp up and give me a quick little back stop. First one down. First one down, all the way in. Other one, other first one, all the way to the other end. All the way in. There you go. See how those valves are proportional?
Yep.
All right, now raise your loader up. Pick it up.
There we go. It didn't move when I first did it.
All right, raise that second one up from the inside. Whoop, put that one down. Yeah, put that one on down. That next to last one. There you go. Now raise your second one from the inside up. There you go. That's good. Now you're going if you're doing a big log,
Yeah.
see how this arm here, right here,
Got to lower this back down.
put this down about halfway. Just get it down below the bed. Come on down. That's good. That way, if you let your log roll back on you, it'll come down into that cradle instead of all the way back down on the ground.
Right.
It also gives me a place to put my edging boards as I'm sawing.
Right. You just push them off onto that.
Yeah.
Now I need to drop my.
Well, let's go ahead and crank it up a little bit. Yeah.
That needs to be choked again.
I don't think you need to. That's got to wear in a little bit right there. Alright? I would go ahead and turn it. Raise that third one up. Let's roll it a little bit.
little curve to it, doesn't it?
Yeah, if you start the turn right from either angle, whether it be up or down, you know. First one up. Yeah, that's your turn there, yeah. There's a little curve here right there on top. See that? But we want to get our boards going that way. Because you can't straighten the board, but you can nail it down flat. Does that make sense? Now, so like your side boards, I'd probably lower them down a little bit. If I bring my clamp in first, kind of close by, raise that second one up. There you go. Come on in. Bring that first one in. Not quite all the way. Don't mash it just yet. There you go. Now, roll that third one down. Come on. That's it right there. Now raise that first one up. Good. Now, toe board.
That's where you're going to measure.
So go ahead, you wait and take care of it. 7.5. Well, here you go. Go right in. Within an inch, I'm happy.
About 8 1/4.
Okay. So within an inch, but if you want to pick out the front end up a little bit, that'll be fine.
About 1/4 of an inch.
Yeah.
Half an inch.
Now you may have to bring your clamp in up a bit. Up. Then, don't forget about your pictures.
Right. So then you look back and see about 7.5.
Okay.
And if I get over
Now you probably move that. Sometimes you'll move that far end down.
8, so you're about a half inch off.
All right. So go ahead and done forward here. Let's get close. Turn that up. We'll make that first cutting out of Debarker, and then we'll add that to it. Now, you can't uncut it. So you want about a 4 or 5 inch base. So let's just come up here to 13 and an 8 right there. That's Setwork here. Easy day drop. That's good. Alright, so just remember 13 and a quarter right now. Just make a middle note of that. Okay. Alright, engage your blade.
I was trying to do. Is
Yeah, yeah. Right, pull that in. There you go. Pull that on.
Will it auto stop or hit
It hits the bumper down there, yeah. But you just give yourself room. I'm saying don't shoot yourself right here.
Looks like it hit pedal or something like that.
That's just that top right there. That's that. You don't mind putting a load on the motor. You don't want to follow the thing.
Right.
Alright? So we're going to turn this thing. So go ahead and hit this thing. Hey, you actually mark it for you. I'm putting it on that. There you go. Now raise the head up. Alright, come on back.
Turn down.
Before you turn the log, you want to put that toe board back down because you want that log bouncing on the bed rails and not that hydraulic
Start
cylinder.
total one, please. Start total one.
Alright, so now then, ease off when you clamp a little bit. Put that first one down. Now raise the third one up. And you can either go 90 or 180. Stay on that third one. There you go. Remember how we set those side port squares in the bed? So you can flush it up over there. Alright, bring your clamp in about halfway up your log. There you go. There's the one here. Drop that third one back down. And the side ports come down a little bit, as far as you need to clean that edge up. Third one. Down. Alright. Oh, that's good. Now, you flush on this side over here? Okay. So now then, just get you a new starting point. And you kind of go in slow, and then pick your speed up. over it, that's all. All right, let's go ahead and rotate it. Okay, now these swing arms here, whenever you put a flat side down, you want to put as much support on your log as you can. So what those do, they kind of stop the log from being able to move down as you saw.
Right.
All right, so if I had this log sitting here and this ain't underneath it, and let's say I'm cutting 1x all the way down the bed, then it's just going to continue to move down. All right, so we're going to make our 1x this way. So I'm actually going to cut on that 4/4 scale. So let's lay these down far
All
enough.
the way.
Well, this is far enough to
They
kind
hang right here.
well, it'll hang a little bit, but just come down about halfway is what I would do. Now, as far as speed light, I always feel like take extra time when you're squaring up.
Right.
Because that's going to translate to everything that you do. Keep going. Alright, golden rule. Always make sure that this clamp is lower than these.
Okay.
Oh, bring those back up. Come on back up a little bit more with it. Third one up. That's good. Now second one down. And then first one in. First one up. There you go.
That's gonna be, I'm gonna have to learn which.
Now, what if you come in with that clamp high? There's two reasons.
It'll
One
push
is
it
it'll
over.
push it up.
Right.
The other thing is you can't always see that clamp.
Right.
But I can look here and tell how much wood I got above my side support.
Right.
So if I get in the habit of keeping that lower, then I'll know I'm going to clear that clamp.
Right.
Without, because you got a big butt log up there, you're not even going to see that clamp unless you're on that side.
Right. Well, that's why at this point I'm
Now,
particular attention to go back over and make
the
sure.
so right now, remember I made our marks on our board this way?
Right. At the
Indicating to
bottom.
me that I want to do 1x this way.
Right.
So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to use my 4/4 scale. So go ahead and go to forward here. There you go. Turn that up. All right, so I got my bottom 4 lined up with 1 inch.
Okay.
So I just get on a 4/4 mark, any one of them you want to get on. And I usually set mine up a little bit on the fat side because sometimes it's basically it's a magnetic pickup. And so if I keep it there, sometimes it gives that little extra to catch it. Set your Setwork, do 1/8" drop. And then I just hit down till I see a cut a lot. There you go. And then we're set up to cut 1x all the way down to the bed.
Okay.
All right. Now the thing is though, when you crank it, it's going to go back into manual mode.
Yeah, dude.
Then go back into it.
Well, if you get this set when it's in the simple set board.
Yep. So what we're going to do, we're going to set up here, and then I'm going to have you flip it 90 degrees, and then we're going to set the width of our boards on that other side. All right. You know what we're doing?
Crank it up
Let's
and
rip.
run water and blades and run it.
Yep. Cut down, and then if I got a good square edge over here, and my cant looks pretty symmetrical, but if not, I'll drop and get me one more board. You know.
Right.
Okay.
No, you're fine. I just watch where I'm going from now on.
So plus 8 plus inch and 8. raise the side ports up in that first one. Alright, second one down. First one up. There's Jesus right there. Keep spotting the second one up. Come on up with it first. Get it kind of leaning first. Now that second one. Come up, come up, come up, come up, come up, come up. Now, second one first. Let's get it. Now, lay the side port all the way down. Right, that snap bit is about an inch thick, so I want half of it below that edge over there. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Bring it closer. That's it. Now, you know mine. I think that's all the pretty spot.
About a half an inch.
About a half an inch, right? Alright, so now then you're back on your 4/4 mark. If I want to do a 4/4 mark, you're probably going to get, look at the period of right up to 10. There you go. Alright, go ahead and hit man, go to go. Go ahead and hit man first. Now go back to your stick. I want to go down to the field. It'll be there, that's right. Now, sometimes you got stress in the line. You can leave them laying there. Yeah. So I'm gonna leave them laying there. You make sure you come up to at least 9 inches before you come back. Right down one more time. If you want to come up to 10, I don't care. But now you're just going to go one after the other. You got that whole thing up. But just don't come back until that blade on. I don't always disengage my blade. As long as you can have to come up before you come back. Some of you do. So you see how your quarter scale works?
Right.
It ends up the right cut at the bottom. Yep, that makes.
There's always a little bit of chatter in it.
Yeah, it's gonna. I mean, it's a sawmill. You know, it's not a.
Right.
Now your speed, like if you're cutting seed or something,
Right.
you know, a lot of times guys call in with cedar and they're like it's chatter, and I have to tell them to speed up.
Justin, you need it in the shop.
I like that cut there though. The way your speed there you run that.
Right.
Justin's on call at the moment.
I am impressed. Y'all gonna use that for pallets, right?
People use it for different things. A lot of times guys right here doing like board and batting on a barn.
Oh yeah.
Good for that.
I got it, Justin.
I need about 10 of those 8x8s 10 feet long to build me a backstop for my shooting pit out back.
That's up to you if you want them. I don't care. He probably can cut you some.
Oh yeah.
Did good, Rob.
That's 20 years of watching videos on YouTube.
Well, how does it compare watching video and actually doing it?
There's a lot more detail in actually doing it than what it looks like. The guys that do that for a while make it look easy.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and raise your side forks up about halfway. There you go. Raise the motor up.
Raise what?
Motor up. All right, slide your clamp out. Put your first one down.
We're going. Okay. I was gonna move them over, but
Set the first one down. Second one up. First one up. Stay on. Stay on that first one up. Alright, put this down back down about halfway. Alright, lower these down. A little bit more. A little bit more. Still on that third one down a little bit. That works. Alright, give it a cut, 7.5. Raise your clamp up, first one up. Stacking sticks.
Make it look easy. And I gotta do it by myself.
Let me go dump these real quick. We'll fold it up.
Alright.
Right between them springs. There you go. Pull it back to you. You gotta pull the paw back to you. There you go. Alright, now the boys in blue ain't gonna like you going down the highway like this.
You gotta roll it back.
So now you're gonna push that front last lever on this side down, suck them feet up. Now lay that side forks, put those side forks all the way down. Keep going, you got it. Keep on going. And what that does, it pushes, all your cylinders right now are fully collapsed.
There's no tension on it.
So there ain't no tension on them, and they're not exposed to the elements or anything.
Right.
All right.
So right, you just get.
Well, go ahead and take your debarker, put it in its travel mode.
Oh, okay.
You can push it over there by hand. There you go. Now before we come bring the head back this way, we're going to raise these legs up.
Okay.
Now I can take this jack in, I can work that leg up until I exactly. Just don't ever stick your finger in them holes like that. You want them nicknames like nubs.
Yeah.
Alright, now that one's got a little bit of pressure on that butt. Come in this way. Come in like so. And pick up on it, pick up on here. Take pressure off the pin. There you go. And now push down on the handle. There you go, just keep pushing down on the handle. There you go. Now, if you want to set it, there you come back out and let it drop all the way down. Just, I don't know how you set it. Pull that out. Alright, now it'll come in the way you come in and kind of do that. So then you're going to come in this way and then rise up.
Okay.
If you're going to take pressure off, coming this way, pick up, take pressure off the pin, then pull out. Push down. There we go. There you go. Now you push on down and come on. Now let go of the pin. Push on down. There you go. It works really well once you kind of get used to it, but it kind of.
That's what this will be repetition.
Yeah. Now once you kind of get up there, there you go. Pull that out of there. Now that handle is right there. Now this rest pin, that's where the head was sitting after travel.
Right. So take that out.
There you go. end of our lawn, right here is our parking spot. So how high did we have to raise the head to when we first set up a couple hours
It's
ago?
on there, 12, isn't it?
26.
26.
Raise it up 26, that clears all this stuff right here. Now, you need this mark to be on your side. That'll be a line you up right there. All right, about another 2 feet, 1 foot, 2 inches, right there. All right, start lowering the head down. It's tight. There you go, you got it. That's the thing as I get older, my depth perception, man, it gets. Now, go ahead and bring it on down to where it says stop. Okay, you have it there. See how it kicks over?
Yeah.
All right, so that's locked in. Turn that off, put that key in your pocket.
That's the last thing I need. That thing rattle out while I'm driving down.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, leave the blade tension on while you travel.
Okay.
But like if you're done sawing at night or you get home, I just pop the handle down. That way it ain't sitting under all that pressure all the time.
Right.
Now with
blade stretch.
well, it will, but you'll stay on that bush and stuff. Uh-oh. We gotta raise the head up a little bit. Put the key back in.
What did that go to?
Right there in that hole. You didn't put it back in the hole.
Oh, okay. That's why I held on to it. I didn't know wait a minute, where's that?
I'm like, why's that pin been? Oh, okay.
That makes sense. Rob didn't do something. I'm gonna put these keys and my tractor keys together.
Alright. Look at that boot up manual. That's good. Now let's see here. There we go. Do I need to come on up with it? Yeah, probably. Let me take it. Let me just raise it up off of it. That way it's independent. There we go. Sometimes it's
Still tight for.
yeah, see, it gets kind of worn in. Sometimes I'll take my jack handle if I need to and tap on it a little bit. All right, we lock it down.
Yep.
There we go. Pull that in, snug it up.
Oh.
Now, so that's one safety lock. What was the other safety lock?
Yeah, the other safety lock at the back.
Okay, let's do that. Around this side.
You have that safety lock and the chain.
Chain, there you go. Now this isn't going to bode well going down the highway, right?
So that goes back up.
You can either, I like to take this and hook it up back here on the front of there.
It won't vibrate out.
Alright, you grab a fender, I grab a fender. They are interchangeable, but run them with fenders on them. That way if the tire blows out, it'll protect like these lines in that harness over there. And keep you out of trouble with the law.
You gotta have a fender on trailer.
Alright.
Yeah, you don't have to have a tag to pull this thing down the road.
It depends, like some people look at it like a concrete mixer or a trailer with a firmly affixed engine.
Farm implement.
He's
Doesn't
in
have to.
Alabama. Most time I've never seen a guy in Alabama have one on.
Right. That was my question on the way over here. It's like, oh, I got another trailer. I gotta.
Now I can't tell you I haven't seen people just pull a tag off another trailer. And Alright, so like these two legs here are kind of pain to get to. So I just come up here in my front leg and I'll jack it up.
And now the weight's off of them. Whoop.
If John wants to be the good, he might grab the ball to that. John's like, hey man.
He assigned me the video, not help.
He's the video man, so.
I've never been a
Turn
videographer.
your gas off. They like to tell you to travel with the gas off.
Okay.
If you forget, turn it back on when you get home. It'll let you
It
know.
won't crank.
Yeah.
Or
It'll
it will,
crank.
but
It'll
then
run a
you-
little bit.
Now you didn't run that dry though.
No.
So tonight when we get through tinkering in the yard, we're
Well,
gonna.
like, I only run it dry if you're gonna park it for a month. You know,
Oh,
a week or
this won't be
two.
parked for a month.
No.
A long time.
All right. So inside here is your manual.
Okay.
I'm gonna have you sign this thing a little bit so Tim can't tell you everything. Read your books.
Okay.
So you're getting the sawmill, HSS, and debarker. The 10 degree is gonna be your all-purpose blades. The 4 degree is gonna be your hardwood blades.
Okay. And I've got a lot of hardwood on the ground right now, so.
And so we'll get those hooked up. We're going to do your paperwork with you. And
Hey, Wade's calling you.
Still recording.